may or may not know me from Vicious Circle. Thank you. Yes. And, boy, I'll tell you, 20-year ride. It's been good. It's been good, you know? Love music. Wouldn't know what to do without it. You know, it's been given me a ton of joy, a ton of great times, just all the things I've done, places I've played. You know, just wouldn't know what to do without music. So basically, it's extremely important to expose the children to music education. It expands their minds. It definitely help them in their lives. It's something that you can keep forever. You know, music is creativity without a right or wrong answer. You know, it's not like taking a math test, figuring out how many answers you got right, how many you got wrong, not knowing the vocabulary, not knowing the definition to a vocabulary word in the class. You know, it's just comes from inside, and to making something beautiful out of nothing, and it just doesn't get any more organic than that. You know, so I don't know. It's just extremely important, and all I can say really is that one of my fondest memories was the music classes that we had way back in the day. I know it was a long time ago, back in grade school. It was pretty awesome. I mean, they really pushed music and the arts back in the day. They really encouraged children to they exposed them to so many more things than just trying to cram and learn math and learn all different kinds of stuff. And so, I would go into music class. I remember like it was yesterday. We would go in, we'd all sit in like a semicircle in front of the piano, and the teacher would sit there, and we would go through playing some songs like the national anthem, God Bless America, and other stuff that, kids sing, and, all fun stuff, easy stuff, And everybody participated and had a great time. You know what I mean? And, there was all different walks of life. You had the real smart kids, you had the real athletic kids, you had the kids that just had no self-esteem whatsoever, didn't have any friends, nobody really talked to nobody, but when they were in that music class, everybody all came together, smiled, had fun, sang, had a great time. So that was the majority of the first half of the class. The second half of the class was that if you were to see this room, it was amazing. There was like every instrument you could possibly imagine. Just all the walls, everything, man. Had the brass, the woodwinds, had the percussion, had everything. So like every week, there would be a different instrument introduced to the class. And then everybody would have an opportunity to see if they can make some good noise out of it, bad noise out of it, Meanwhile, the teacher's sitting there keeping an eye on you, seeing if you're doing good, doing bad, whatever. So then, I remember this fondly. It was snare drum day. Very loud day. And I just remember it was my turn, and I just went up, and I just went crazy. Don't know what came into me. I was about 6, 7 years old. And I just started beating on that thing like it was my mortal enemy. But it was cool because it actually kind of had some rhythm to it. And then, so I'm just wailing on this thing, and then I look at the teacher, and he's staring at me, and I'm like, all right, I'm in trouble. It's like, let me just, give the sticks to the next kid, and then we're good, And, hopefully I'll just go sit down, be quiet, I'll forget all about me, and I can leave. So, class is over, pulls me over, hey, Vinny, come here. I was like, oh, great. He was like, listen, he's like, I was really impressed by your display today. He was like, you actually showed a sense of rhythm, and, he says, I'd really like to help you expand on your talent a little bit. If you would allow me to do that, that would be fantastic. And I was like, wow. I was like, I didn't get in trouble. I was like, that's pretty cool. So I was like, why not, So I stayed after school a couple nights a week, and it was for free. I mean, it was just a part of the job back in the day. I mean, they just, no cost to my parents, my money, we didn't have much money, so, they even let me borrow a snare and stuff like that, sticks, the whole thing. I'd go home, I'd practice. So I was practicing this, for months. And, kind of missed out on, like playing with a lot of my friends and stuff, but it definitely definitely kept me out of a lot of trouble I could have got into. That's for sure. So I stuck with the lessons for a while, and then it eventually moved over to the full kit. And, you know, I started playing drums for a little while. You know, and I was like, hey man, this is pretty cool. I'm going to be a drummer. Until that one day, there was this older kid in the neighborhood, came over, and he introduced me to AC/DC Back in Black. And I heard that guitar scream, and I was like, whoa, this is what I want to do. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay. I was like, drum, step aside. I'm going to annoy the hell out of this neighborhood. So it was cool. My mother, I told my mom, I was like, Mom, I really want to play guitar. She ended up buying me a guitar. And every day after school, you know, I just came home and I just practiced, you know, and I just made noise. I didn't know what I was doing at first, you know. I taught myself everything. Didn't have any, you know, teachings by any means. So I bought the Mel Bay books, learned how to do chords, learned some scales, and I just came in, played until dinner time. I would eat dinner and I would go right back in my room and I would play until I went to sleep. So it was just, that was just the way it was. My friends were like, yo, Vin, you dead? I'm like, well, I'm just playing music, man. I'm into it. You know, that's what I want to do. So then after a while, you know, see, now this is also about achieving goals as well. You know, I set out to learn the guitar. I wanted to play the guitar. And once I got to that point to where I actually felt that I was, you know, doing pretty good, you know, start to know my chords, know some scales, you know, control the pick a little bit, you know, then I just wanted to start slapping on some albums that I liked, you know, some of my favorite stuff. I just wanted to learn them. And I would learn them note for note. And I just wouldn't leave, I wouldn't stop until I learned it. So that was the second goal that I set for myself. So basically what it is, if you're going to set a goal for yourself, make it achievable. You know, definitely don't get into music. Do it for the love and do it for, it comes from your soul, man. It's something you got to feel, it's something you got to love. Because I'll tell you right now, if you just say, I want to play guitar because I want to be a rock star. Well, let me tell you something. You got a better chance of getting struck by lightning while you're being attacked by a shark than becoming a rock star. Let me tell you that. Okay? However, if it happens, you call it a gift. And that's just the best thing you can do for yourself, you know? So, you know, it's just 20 years I've been playing. I'll never give it up. I love it. It's something that I can play for the rest of my life. You know, even if I was like a football star or something like that, I mean, that's great, you know? Keeping yourself in shape, you live longer, this and that, that's beautiful. But after a while, you gotta hang the, the shoulder pads up, you know what I mean? You can't do it forever, but you're never too old to break out in song, man. You can always teach your kids stuff. And it's just something that you can pass on to generations, you know? So, basically, in closing, just always got to be honest with yourself, and always make sure that you got an achievable goal. Never suppress your creativity, and just always continue to reach for higher ground. Because once you get complacent, then that's where you're going to stay, and you're never going to go any further than that. If you're happy with that, great. If you're not, like most of us, you got to keep climbing, man. Keep climbing. Eat your Wheaties. Do whatever you got to do. But you just got to keep climbing for the top, and when you reach it, that's when you can smile and say, yes! So everybody, have yourselves a great night. I will talk to you later. Thank you.